The grand chandelier shimmered in the daylight, casting golden reflections across the marble floors, but Armand Varelli felt nothing but darkness inside his heart. Once the youngest self-made billionaire in the city, admired for his brilliance and charm, he now sat silently in a wheelchair by the tall living room windows, watching the morning sun rise over the skyline he once ruled. Wealth still surrounded him. Power still carried his name. But love, the one thing he believed was unshakable, had quietly slipped through his fingers. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet power of compassion, take a moment right now to like this video. Share it with someone who needs hope. Comment your thoughts. And subscribe to iData Stories for more emotional journeys that touch the heart. Armand had built his empire before turning 35. His company transformed small tech ideas into global innovations, and investors trusted his instincts as if they were prophecy. At his side had always been Chiara Madsen, the elegant and ambitious woman he had fallen deeply in love with. Their engagement had been the highlight of every business magazine, their future described as a fairy tale of power and prestige. But life has a way of testing even the strongest foundations. One bright afternoon, months before their wedding, a sudden medical condition changed everything. It was not dramatic in appearance, not loud or chaotic. It simply arrived quietly and altered his mobility forever. Within weeks, Armand found himself unable to walk. Doctors assured him that his mind remained sharp, his future still bright, but his independence was forever different. The man who once commanded boardrooms now required assistance for the simplest routines. In the beginning, Chiara stood beside him. She attended medical consultations, arranged private therapies, and reassured reporters that nothing had changed. But slowly, subtly, something did change. Her visits grew shorter. Her eyes wandered when he spoke about rebuilding his company from home. The sparkle that once filled her voice dimmed into polite concern. She began spending more time at social events alone, explaining that appearances mattered. Armand noticed the distance, but convinced himself it was temporary. Love, he believed, was stronger than circumstance. The mansion, though filled with staff, felt empty. Among them was Mirella Santos, a quiet housemaid who had worked for Armand's family long before his success. She moved gently through the halls, organizing, cleaning, ensuring everything ran smoothly without ever drawing attention to herself. Unlike others, she did not treat Armand as fragile glass or a fallen king. She greeted him each morning with steady warmth and looked directly into his eyes, not at the wheelchair. One morning, sunlight streamed through the windows as Armand stared at an unfinished proposal on his tablet. His confidence had begun to erode. Investors hesitated. Board members questioned whether he could still lead effectively. Even Chiara had suggested appointing a temporary CEO for stability. The word temporary echoed painfully in his mind. Mirella approached quietly with his breakfast, placing it on the polished table beside him. She adjusted the curtains so the light wouldn't strain his eyes, and asked if he would like the balcony doors open to feel the fresh air. That simple question stirred something inside him. For weeks, people had decided things for him, assuming limitations before asking. But Mirella asked. She waited for his answer. When he nodded, she opened the doors wide, letting the morning breeze sweep into the room. The city looked different from his seated view, but it was still his city. Days turned into weeks, and Mirella's quiet presence became the anchor of his mornings. She encouraged him to attend virtual meetings from the garden instead of the dim office, insisting that sunlight inspired clarity. She reminded him of past victories, recounting stories she had overheard about his perseverance when he first built his startup in a tiny apartment. She never exaggerated. She simply reflected his strength back to him when he had forgotten it existed. Meanwhile, Kiara's absence became more visible. She began postponing wedding discussions indefinitely. Her words became carefully chosen, measured, distant. Armand saw the truth in her hesitation. She had fallen in love with the man who moved fast, who dominated stages, who embodied unstoppable momentum. She did not know how to love the man who now moved differently. And though the realization stung, he no longer felt anger, only clarity. One afternoon, while reviewing company data, Armand discovered a critical error in a major contract. It required immediate strategic action. Instead of panicking, he felt a spark of the old fire within him. He called for an emergency board meeting via video conference. Sitting upright in his wheelchair, sunlight framing his silhouette, he spoke with calm authority. He presented solutions, anticipated objections, and restructured the deal in real time. By the end of the meeting, the same board members who had doubted him sat in stunned admiration. From the doorway, Mirella watched quietly, pride shining in her eyes. Not because he was powerful, but because he remembered he was capable. The shift was gradual, but undeniable. Armand began redesigning his home office to better suit his needs, not as a compromise, but as an upgrade. He initiated inclusive policies within his company, ensuring accessibility and equal opportunity for employees with different abilities. His experience had opened his eyes to perspectives he once overlooked. Investors returned, impressed not just by his intelligence, but by his resilience. One clear morning, Kiara arrived unannounced. She stood in the living room beneath the chandelier, elegant as ever, but uncertain. Armand greeted her politely. She spoke of reconsideration, of loyalty, of the future they once planned. But as she talked, Armand realized something profound. Love without respect is a fragile illusion. He had been ignored when he needed understanding most. And in that space of silence, someone unexpected had shown him unwavering dignity. He thanked Kiara for the memories they shared, and gently released her from promises that no longer felt mutual. There was no bitterness in his decision, only growth. As she walked away, Armand felt lighter than he had in months. Life did not transform overnight into romance or grand gestures. Instead, it evolved into something deeper. Armand began involving Mirella in discussions about expanding the company's charitable foundation. He learned about her dreams, her education she had paused to support her family, her quiet intelligence that had long gone unnoticed. He offered her an opportunity to study business management, not as charity, but as recognition of her potential. She hesitated at first, unsure if she deserved such an offer, but Armand reminded her that respect is not about status. It is about seeing value in someone's heart and mind. Under the bright afternoon sun, they often sat in the garden reviewing plans, discussing ideas, sharing laughter that felt genuine and free. The mansion no longer echoed with emptiness. It resonated with purpose. Months later, Armand's company launched a groundbreaking accessibility initiative that gained international praise. His story of resilience spread across media platforms, but what truly defined him was not his wealth or recovery. It was his transformation. He had learned that being treated like a king has nothing to do with crowns or titles. It comes from being seen, heard, and respected when the world assumes you are diminished. Before we reach the end of this journey, I want to ask you something special. If you've ever experienced a moment when someone believed in you during your lowest point, type the word respect in the comments right now. Armand often reflected on the morning sunlight that once felt meaningless. Now it symbolized renewal. He understood that love based on admiration can fade, but love rooted in respect grows stronger with adversity. Mirella never pitied him. She empowered him. and through that empowerment, he rediscovered himself. In time, their bond deepened naturally, built on shared purpose and mutual